Hello. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth with a sense of effortless ease while others work incredibly hard for decades and still struggle to get by? We are taught that money is a product of relentless effort, of long hours of sacrifice, and of grueling hard work. We are told to hustle, to grind, to outwork our competition. But what if the opposite were true? What if the secret to creating financial abundance was not a question of working harder, but a question of working in alignment? Today we are going to explore a new way of thinking about wealth. We are going to apply the fundamental laws of physics to your financial life. Because the universe does not operate on brute force and willpower. It operates on the principle of least effort, and when you align your life with that simple, elegant law, you will find that you are no longer pushing a boulder uphill. You are simply flowing with a current that is carrying you forward. This is the physics of wealth, a system designed to help you stop working hard and start creating money effortlessly. Now, before we begin, a simple but profound idea. Money is not a thing. It is not something you get or have. Money is a form of energy. It is a store of value. It is a medium of exchange. And when you understand that money is simply energy, you can begin to apply the laws of energy to your financial life. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. And the same is true for money. You are not creating money out of thin air. You are transforming your energy, your time, your talent, and your creativity into a form that the market values. The reason most people struggle with money is that they are operating on a flawed model. They are operating on the assumption that money is something you get by taking it from someone else. They are operating on the assumption that the pie is fixed. But the truth is, the pie is infinitely expandable. There is no limit to the amount of value that can be created in the world. And when you stop thinking about money as a limited resource and start thinking about it as a form of energy that you can create, you will find that your entire relationship with it changes. The first principle we must understand is the law of vibration. In physics, this law states that everything in the universe is in a constant state of vibration. Every atom, every molecule, every thought, and every emotion has a unique frequency. When you are in a state of fear, scarcity, and doubt, you are vibrating at a low frequency. And you are attracting experiences that match that frequency. When you are in a state of gratitude, abundance, and possibility, you are vibrating at a high frequency, and you are attracting experiences that match that frequency. This is not a mystical concept, it is a fundamental law of the universe. And it is also a fundamental law of your financial life. The reason some people seem to effortlessly attract money is that they are living in a state of abundance. They are not waiting for money to come to them. They are living as if they already have it. They are operating from a place of gratitude and possibility. This is not about being naive. This is about being intentional. It is about choosing to focus your energy on the things you want to create, instead of the things you fear. To truly master this law, you must understand your financial identity. The majority of people operate from a financial identity of struggler, survivor, or debtor, and as long as this is your core identity, your core vibration, your brain will unconsciously seek out experiences and opportunities that confirm that identity. It will look for reasons why money is hard, why you can't get ahead, and why you will always be in debt. But what if you chose a new financial identity? What if you decided today that you are a creator of value, a generator of wealth, and a magnet for opportunity? This isn't just about positive thinking. This is about rewiring your subconscious mind to a new frequency, a frequency that is aligned with the reality you want to create. The second principle we must understand is the principle of least effort. We have discussed this before, and it is a fundamental law of the universe. A river does not push its way through a mountain. It flows around it. A bolt of lightning does not struggle to reach the ground. It follows the path of least resistance. And the same is true for money. The reason most people struggle with money is that they are constantly pushing against the current. They are doing things that feel difficult, that feel draining, that feel like a struggle. But the wealthiest people in the world are not the ones who work the hardest. They are the ones who have created a system that makes the right choice, the most profitable choice, the path of least resistance. So how do you do this? How do you create a system that makes wealth effortless? The answer lies in identifying your unique genius. The one thing you can do that feels like play to you but looks like work to others. This is your path of least resistance. This is your effortless flow. The reason most people struggle with money is that they are doing work they hate. Work that feels like a struggle. Work that is a constant push against the current. But when you find the work that aligns with your unique genius, you will find that you are not just working. You are creating, and when you are creating, you are in a state of effortless flow. Think about the world's most successful creators. A master painter isn't struggling to paint. They are in a state of flow. The hours melt away. An entrepreneur who loves solving problems isn't pushing a boulder uphill. They are living their passion. Their work is a form of play, a constant source of energy. Your genius is not something you have to find. It is something you have to honor. It is the work that energizes you, not the work that exhausts you. The path of least resistance is not the path of laziness. It is the path of alignment. It is about creating a life where your most productive, most profitable work is also the work that brings you the most joy. The third principle we must understand is the law of compounding. In physics, compounding is the process of a small change leading to a massive result over time. A single atom is insignificant, but when trillions of atoms come together, they can form a mountain. A single habit is insignificant, but when it is compounded over time, it can transform your life. And the same is true for money. The reason most people struggle with money is that they are looking for a single massive win. They are looking for the lottery ticket, the one big deal, the overnight success. But the truth is, all of the greatest fortunes in history were built on the power of compounding. The key to creating wealth is to stop looking for the one big win and to start focusing on a series of small, consistent wins. A single dollar saved is insignificant, but a single dollar saved and invested every day, compounded over a lifetime, can create a massive fortune. A single idea is insignificant, but a single idea worked on every day, compounded over a lifetime, can create a massive business. The key to creating wealth is not to be a genius. It is to be patient. It is to be consistent. It is to trust the process of compounding. The fourth and most profound principle we must understand is the quantum observer effect. In quantum physics, a particle can exist in all possible states at once. As a wave of probability, it is only when an observer looks at it that the wave collapses into a single concrete reality. The mere act of observation brings it into existence. This isn't just an interesting scientific quirk. It is a fundamental law of your life. Your attention, your focus, your awareness is the most powerful force in the universe. It is the observer that collapses the wave of all possible financial realities into the one you experience. The reason most people struggle with money is that they are constantly observing and focusing on scarcity, on debt, on what they lack. And in doing so, they are collapsing that reality into existence. They are creating the very experience they fear. But what if you chose to focus on abundance? What if you chose to focus on the opportunities that are all around you? What if you chose to focus on the wealth you are creating? When you choose to focus your attention on abundance, you are actively collapsing a new reality into existence. You are not waiting for money to show up. You are the observer who is bringing it into being. To truly understand this, imagine your mind is a garden. Your thoughts and feelings are the seeds, and your focused attention is the sunlight and water. Most people spend their lives watering the weeds. The thoughts of doubt, the fears of scarcity. They are constantly observing and nourishing the things they don't want to grow. But the moment you turn your attention to the seeds of abundance, the thoughts of possibility, the feelings of gratitude, you begin to nourish a new reality. You are not creating something out of nothing. You are simply choosing which of the infinite possibilities to give your energy to. The quantum observer effect teaches us that your financial reality is not a fixed thing. It is a dynamic field of potential. And your focused, intentional attention is the very force that sculpts that potential into form. Now, let's add one more principle to our system. The law of reciprocity. This is a fundamental law of energy. What you put out, you get back. It's a universal echo. If you live your life from a place of scarcity and hold your energy tightly, the universe will reflect that back to you. But if you live your life from a place of generosity and value, the universe will reflect that back to you in abundance. Money is a tool for exchange, and at its core, it is an act of reciprocity. You receive money for the value you give to the world, and the more value you give, the more money you will receive. This is not a mystical concept. It's a practical business principle. Every great fortune in history has been built on a foundation of massive value. Think about the products and services that have changed the world. They were not created out of a desire for money, but out of a desire to solve a problem, to create a solution, to give something to the world that it desperately needed. When you stop chasing money and start chasing value, you will find that money begins to chase you, because you are aligning yourself with the fundamental law of the universe. To receive, you must first give. Your income is a direct reflection of the value you provide to the marketplace. So how do you live by the law of reciprocity? It's not about giving away money you don't have. It's about giving your energy, your ideas, and your unique genius. It's about looking for opportunities to serve others. It's about being the person who is constantly asking, how can I help? When you approach your life and your business from this mindset, you are not just working, you are a channel for value. And as a channel, you will find that the energy of money begins to flow through you effortlessly. And finally, let's add one more principle to our system. The principle of resonance. Resonance in physics is when one object vibrates at a specific frequency and causes another nearby object to vibrate at the same frequency. This is how a singer can shatter a glass with their voice. They are not using brute force. They are simply matching the frequency of the glass until it shatters. Your financial life works in the same way. You can't just try to force wealth into your life with sheer willpower. You must resonate with it. You must tune yourself to the frequency of abundance. But how do you do that? Resonance isn't about wishing or hoping. It is about taking physical, aligned action. You resonate with wealth by acting in a way that is in harmony with it. This is not about faking it until you make it. It is about being it until you become it. It means being disciplined with your finances, not out of fear, but out of respect for money as a form of energy. It means being generous with your time and your knowledge, because you know that what you put out, you will get back. It means taking care of your physical environment and your own physical body, because you know that a state of abundance in one area of your life resonates with all the others. A person who is broke, but acting from a mindset of abundance, isn't doing it to fool others. They are doing it to signal to the universe, to their subconscious mind, and to the people around them that they are a person of value. They are vibrating at a high frequency. They are a tuning fork for wealth. And when they consistently do this, they will begin to attract people, opportunities, and resources that are vibrating at the same frequency. So, to resonate with wealth, you must embody it. You must become the person who is already there. Because in the physics of wealth, you don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. The more you align your daily actions in your inner world with the state of abundance, the more you will find that abundance begins to find you. Now, let's add one more crucial principle that underpins all of these ideas: the law of the vacuum. In physics, a vacuum is a space devoid of matter. It is a state of absolute emptiness, but the universe abhors a vacuum. It will rush in to fill any empty space, and the same is true for your life. To receive new things, new money, new opportunities, new relationships, you must first create a vacuum for them. You must release the old to make space for the new. The reason most people struggle with money is that they are clinging to a state of lack. They are holding on to old beliefs, old habits, and old possessions that are no longer serving them. They have no space for new energy to flow in. Think about it this way: your cluttered closet has no room for new clothes. Your crowded schedule has no room for new opportunities. And your mind, filled with old fears and doubts, has no room for new expansive ideas. The law of the vacuum is about the power of release. It is about consciously letting go of what no longer serves you. This can be as simple as decluttering your physical space, unsubscribing from email lists that fill you with noise, or as profound as forgiving an old grudge that is holding you back. When you create this intentional void, you are literally signaling to the universe that you are ready for a new reality. You are creating the gravitational pull that will attract new resources and new possibilities into your life. The law of the vacuum is not a passive act. It is a powerful, intentional act of creation through release. Licensed by Google, the law of the vacuum is a vital partner to the law of reciprocity. You cannot give value to the world if your energy is trapped in a state of chaos and clutter. And you cannot receive the value that the universe wants to send you if there is no space for it to land. By creating a vacuum, you are not only clearing space, but you are also raising your vibration. You are saying, I am a person who values order and clarity. I am a person who is ready to receive, and that signal will resonate with the very abundance you are seeking. The power of intention and flow state. Now, let's take a closer look at two final intertwined principles that can accelerate this process: intentionality and the flow state. Intentionality is the conscious application of your focus. It's not just observing what is, it's actively deciding what you want to create. This is the difference between a person who is passively wishing for wealth and a person who is actively, consciously directing their energy toward it. It's the difference between a vague goal, I want to be rich, and a concrete intention, I am creating $100,000 income by building a business that helps 100 people. Intentionality, in a very real way, is the steering wheel of your life. It's the force that takes the general undirected potential of your energy and focuses it into a powerful laser-like beam. It tells the universe and your subconscious mind exactly what you're working to create. And when your intention is clear, your brain can begin to filter out distractions and focus on the opportunities that will move you forward. This leads us directly to the concept of flow state. The flow state, as defined by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, is a state of complete absorption in an activity. It is the mental and emotional state you're in when you are so deeply engaged in what you're doing that you lose all sense of time. The hours melt away. It's in this state that your most creative and highest quality work is produced. The flow state is not just a psychological phenomenon, it is a state of optimal neurological function. In a state of flow, your brain releases a potent cocktail of neurotransmitters including dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin that not only make you feel good, but also massively increase your focus and cognitive function. When you align your work with your unique genius and your clear intention, you make it easier to enter this state of effortless productivity. This is the ultimate path of least resistance. It's not about being lazy. It's about being so aligned with your work that it becomes a source of pure energy, a joyful creation rather than a painful struggle. When you are in a state of flow, you are literally resonating with your most productive and powerful self. The wealth you create in this state isn't just about money. It's about the deep satisfaction of living in alignment with your purpose. The three-step wealth system, an action plan. Now let's bring it all together into a simple three-step system that you can start using today. This is the practical application of everything we have discussed.
Step 1. The energy audit. This is not just about writing down your activities. It's a deep, honest reflection on your entire life. For a full week, carry a small notebook or use a note-taking app on your phone. Every hour, or at the very least a few times a day, make a note of what you are doing and how it makes you feel. Does it energize you or drain you? Be ruthlessly honest. The act of simply observing your energy will give you an incredible amount of clarity. You will see, with undeniable data, where you are wasting your most valuable asset. For a person with a fixed mindset, this exercise can be painful, as it will highlight areas of struggle and procrastination. But for a person with a growth mindset, it's a powerful tool for self-awareness and improvement. It is the first necessary step toward true change.
Step 2. The energy reinvestment. Now that you have the data from your audit, you can act with precision. This is the step where you consciously redirect your energy from low-leverage, draining activities to high-leverage, energizing activities. Make a list of 3 to 5 things that drain you the most. e.g., mindlessly scrolling social media, watching negative news, complaining about your job. Now, make a list of 3 to 5 high-leverage activities that align with your genius and your goals. Learning a high-income skill, creating a new product, networking with people you admire. Your goal is to consciously replace the low-leverage activities with the high-leverage ones. If you spend 30 minutes a day scrolling, reinvest that 30 minutes into learning a new skill. If you spend an hour a day commuting, use that time to listen to an educational podcast. You are not creating more time. You are simply reallocating your existing energy in a way that compounds your future potential. This is not about being busy. It's about being incredibly intentional with every single moment. Step 3, the compounding ritual. This is the most important step in the entire process. You cannot have a massive result without a small, consistent ritual. So find one thing you can do every single day to move your life forward. This isn't about massive, grand gestures. It's about a single, simple, non-negotiable habit. Maybe it's writing 100 words for a book you're writing. Maybe it's a single push-up. Maybe it's reading 1 page of a book. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it is something you can do consistently without fail. Because when you do that one thing over and over and over again, you are not just taking an action, you are creating a flow. You are building a momentum that becomes unstoppable. And when you are in a state of flow, you are not just working. You are creating at your highest level. This is the ritual that transforms potential into reality. The lie is that you need to be busy to be productive. The truth is, you need to be intentional. You need to be strategic. You need to understand that your energy is your most valuable asset. And when you learn to manage that asset with the precision of a physicist, you will find that you are no longer pushing against the current. You are flowing with it. You are no longer working hard. You are working smart, and you are no longer just a passive observer in your life. You are the master of it. This is the fundamental shift from seeing wealth as a battle to be won, to seeing it as a flow to be entered. The universe, in its very nature, seeks the path of least resistance. And when you align your actions with that fundamental principle, you will find that the goals you once thought were impossible begin to manifest with a sense of natural, elegant ease. So let's stop being victims of our own exhaustion. Let's stop believing the lie that success is a grueling, endless battle. Let's start embracing the truth that success is a joyful dance. It's about finding the path of least resistance. It's about being intentional with our energy. It's about knowing that when we are in a state of effortless flow, we are not just more productive, we are more fulfilled. The most successful people are not the ones with the most willpower. They are the ones who have created a system that makes the right choice the easy choice. They have made the path to their goals the path of least resistance. They have learned how to manage their energy with the precision of a physicist. And in doing so, they have unlocked a level of productivity that the average person can only dream of. And it is not magic, it is simply the application of a fundamental law of the universe.